Welcome to another Two Old Guys review, this time of My Lady Jane on Amazon.
This is an interesting show, and you're going to be interested to hear our review of it. It's a historical fantasy based on some real characters. I guess the children and the people that followed Henry VIII in the 14th century in England. They use real names, but this is not historically accurate.
There are powerful forces conspiring against the king. What the fuck? Thought Sister Mary is the rightful heir to the throne. What if there was somebody else?
Lady Jane Grey.
Lady Jane Grey.
Lady Jane.
I'm intrigued.
It's for you.
Nothing's more important than the monarchy. Quite.
As you can see, I still have my head.
So, let me say this. I thought it was well acted. I appreciated the acting, but
Now, wait a minute. Is that the kiss of death from you?
No. I think that I could see how some people would want to watch the entire series. My problem is I've never seen an episode of The Crown. Upstairs, downstairs, or get out because you're not welcome here. I'm not interested in the royals. None of that's of interest to me. So I'm starting from a point of that.
Okay.
Given that, I appreciated, as so many British performances, this was well done, well produced, high quality. The actors I thought were, on the whole, really good. It's just not my cup of tea.
You're not into royalty. You don't care about swordplay. You don't get like guys in suits of armor.
No. Okay, so I never said the Errol Flynn. I'm there. Okay.
He was an American.
Swordplay. I mean, I need you to be very accurate here. So I'm not anti-swordplay. Okay, I was an Errol Flynn kind of guy, Zorro. Okay, but I'm just. The period is, I guess, the turnoff for me. So that was it. And I know it's based on real characters, and it was probably very well done. I haven't paid that much attention to the period or the characters, and I thought that the concept was great. That they were used the vernacular quite liberally. And the people were misplaced. They never would have been there, but that was part of it being a spoof.
Sure. Well, let me interrupt and just say, for folks who have not seen this, it is done in the style of Bridgerton, and Bridgerton was a very highly successful series, and it turned historical norms on its head. It used current vernacular, as does this. So, My Lady Jane has a narrator, kind of a cheeky, tongue-in-cheek narrator. A lot of fun. They love the F word. They love the F bomb. I mean, everybody is throwing an F in there every effing chance they get. And of course, the characters. There are black people in medieval England where I don't think anybody even knew where Africa was in that generation. The son of Edward, the son of Henry VIII in My Lady Jane, is a black man who is disabled and very likely gay, depending on which episode you're watching. And My Lady Jane is a distant cousin, and of course, after Henry VIII died, there was all this turmoil in England, and that's the basis of the story. She is in line to become queen. And of course, the forces in England don't want her to be. And there's a lot of intrigue. So it's very good in that. The plotting and the storylines are very good in the intrigue part. But you really have to take it with a grain of salt. Now, if that isn't enough to give you a grain of salt to take it with, it's also a fantasy in the sense that in this world of England, there are two species. There's human beings called verities that are real human beings. And then there are people who can change into an animal. and we don't know why or where it comes from. But it turns out My Lady Jane falls in love with a guy who is a noble whatever. And at night, he's a wonderful, handsome, carousing barfly. During the day, he's a horse.
Of course.
Pretty good looking
Of
horse,
course.
by the way.
And his
Yeah.
name wasn't Mr. Ed.
No. And he didn't talk when he was away.
See,
He
that
only talked-
could
and they get married, and you know,
that could have reeled me in. I'm just saying, but it didn't.
Anyway,
I want everybody out there to know that if you're into period pieces, this is like the Mad magazine of period pieces.
good description.
Okay, and it's well acted, so you won't be disappointed on that front. It's a British production, so if you're into British productions, quality British productions, you won't be disappointed on that. In fact, you
true.
will like it. Okay, but for me, it wasn't there. I'm not going to watch the rest of it because it wasn't my thing, but I appreciated how well it was done. And it just goes to show how much really great stuff is coming out for everybody. With all the streaming services competing. In this case, it was Amazon, but there's tons of stuff on Netflix and Hulu and other things that probably wouldn't get made if it weren't for all this competition. Hi, just a quick interruption to ask you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of the stuff from Britain, Australia, a lot of foreign stuff, which is very well dubbed. Sweden, German. The dubbing to English is terrific. I can't watch subtitles, so if they didn't dub it to English, I can't watch it. But you're absolutely right. We've got a plethora of great cinema and stories. Now, the interesting about My Lady Jane, it's only 8 episodes. It's a limited TV series. I loved it. Had nothing to do with your reaction. I loved the quirkiness of it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved, first of all, it's a great love story. So I love the romance. Lots of sword play. I love that. The fantasy I thought was silly but fun. If you like superheroes of any kind, you're not going to have a problem with the idea that people turn into various kinds of animals and attack each other and whatever in My Lady Jane. So I thought it was a very well done series, but it was not very successful. For some reason, Prime chose not to renew it. So there's not going to be a season 2 of My Lady Jane. I'm kind of disappointed, but you know what? I can understand it as well.
But if you out there watch it and agree with John, then by all means write to Amazon because they'll pay attention to that. And as I say, it was well produced. It was good production quality. The actors were first rate as far as I could tell, and I enjoyed that portion of it. I'm just not. The last thing fantastical I was into was, I think, Mork and Mindy. So, but that lets you know, my background. But this is something you could love it, especially if you're into period pieces. You could love this, or you can hate it. But whatever it is, it's available, and you should go check it out.
For more on Celebrating Act Two, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act Two is the user manual for the second half of your life.